At TouchALife, we are here primarily to bring all the social innovators and change makers together and amplifying the impact. And what do we mean by amplifying the impact? Amplifying the impact means, one, to join hands to provide necessary platform to provide help for your organizations. So we have something called TAL Giving platform, where any nonprofit can come together, and any volunteer can come together to provide either donation or help or any different ways, right? So we have TAL Giving. So likewise, we have few others. We have TAL hospitals, where we are trying to bring pro bono healthcare services offered by very generous doctors, various different health providers and change makers offering healthcare. We're trying to bring that together on the TAL Hospitals platform. We of course have TAL Radio, TAL Media, who's focused on promoting the stories of social impact and how other people can get inspired. Now, besides this, one of the key program that I'm passionate about and personally running this particular program is what we call as TALYouth. So what is TALYouth? TALYouth is about involving our younger generation to see how the young generation can become social innovators and impact leaders. And what do we do with developing that sort of empathy and skills in young people? So what does this program involve? So we are working with several schools and engineering colleges and other colleges, both in India as well as United States. And we are running what we call as a TALYouth programs. Primarily, these programs have three different tracks. The first track is around philanthropy, meaning we take young high school students or undergrad students, and we check with them what kind of purpose or cause that they are more passionate about. As you all know, the UN has given broadly 17 different categories to improve the world. Category number 1, ending poverty. Category number 2, relating to healthcare. Category number 3, relating to hunger. So like that, there are 17 different categories which cover broadly a lot of spectrum of problems in and around us. So first of all, I think we orient the youth to identify which problem are they having, more resonating to, and where can they find the purpose, meaning, how can they, support a cause. And with that, one, they can simply, run some sort of a, either donation drive. For example, recently there was a lot of, floods in Vijayawada. If somebody is passionate around that, let them, gather the goods or, donations and, service that particular cause. Or somebody is passionate about, treating cancer or supporting cancer patients. So we are involving, school children to be able to, first of all, understand where their purpose and cause and what is resonating to them, and, figure out how they can have leadership skills to be able to pull in people and gather support for that particular cause. So philanthropy is one particular track. Second track is around, social advocacy. Meaning, if somebody has skills of voicing out a particular problem. For example, today's event, TALTalks, is all about raising awareness, is all about voicing out for, different causes. We have learned a great deal just listening to each of the speaker. So imagine, our youth, several millions of them around the world, if they're able to, pick up certain causes and raise awareness, whether by talking or blogging or building, social media tracks on, how to raise awareness for a particular problem, or build documentaries. All of that is like a social advocacy, kind of a area. And we are encouraging youth to use their voice, whether it is, whether it's a verbal, written, or picture media, to be able to elevate the cause. And the last is what we call as a social entrepreneurship program. What is a social entrepreneurship program? Every non-profit, in order for the non-profit to be very successful, there are multiple elements that need to come together. Just like how a business, some businesses are multi-million-dollar businesses, some businesses are unicorns, very, very successful multinational. What constitutes in a business to become so successful? There are tactics for that. There are techniques for that. There are business model, and this is where a lot of executives, they go to Harvard, Stanford, Ivy Leagues, business schools to be able to understand how do we put that business together. Many nonprofit change makers, they start an organization with passion, but they may not know how to pull all of these different elements together. So what we do in our social entrepreneurship track, just like how in a business school, the executives are taught, here is the business model canvas, here are the different elements in business model and how this all needs to come together. We teach our young change makers social entrepreneurship business model. And there's a one-page business model with about 12 elements. And we educate them how they can go from identifying a problem, what kind of a solution they want to put, and how to make higher impact by bringing in partners, by understanding the cost structure, by understanding how to get funding, by understanding how to build an organization that is sustainable, right? So we do this in a very very engaging and a very playful manner. We give the business model canvas. In fact, it's an online platform that we have developed. Any student, if they want to just go to TALTransformers.org, they can simply see the canvas and start ideating. They can start with, hey, I want to build an organization that can support, let's say, for example, some retina problems in some rural areas. What is your solution? Who are your partners? What is your business plan? Who do you need to get support to? How are you getting funds? All of that canvas is readily available. And all they have to do is just go through that particular structure. And by the end of it, they will get to know where are the strengths, where are the weaknesses, and how can they build a better business plan. We have something called just like a Shark Tank pitch. We make it very engaging for the children, and we have these Shark Tank style, come and present your pitch, right? And it's amazing to see over the last few years, about 5 years or so, we have about 10,000 students who submitted their ideas. We had over 300 or so kids who came and did business plan pitch on their social nonprofit companies. And what is really interesting in this is we are taking this to all schools, whether it is rural or international, India, US, everywhere. And interestingly, some of them speak local languages, some of them speak good English. But the platform is one singular platform where everyone comes up with ideas and everyone does the pitches. And last year, it was very, very interesting to see there is this young boy, probably about 15 or 16 years old, and he came and pitched about how you can use plastics, waste plastics, how you can use that to build, floor tiles, roof tiles, etc. And then he actually built prototypes, came there and gave a pitch on what does it cost to build it, what does it cost to sell it, and where is he going to get the funding and how to make it successful, and how he will use that proceeds to help the orphanages and others, right? Remarkable, seeing, how he is able to understand how he can convert a product into an idea and to generate revenue and support a social cause. All of that full circle. And interesting to see this boy, was an orphan, picked up from the street into an orphanage. And look at the power of this guy. I'm sure he will become, a phenomenal social impact maker in the future, right? So we have seen, people like, Shrikant Bola, for example. I'm sure you have seen the movie on Shrikant Bola. So like that, many social innovators, can be actually cultivated and can be nurtured from our youth. And that's where we focus our programs on having these boot camps. We have these 8-week boot camps Sunday evening India time and Sunday morning US time, 8 to 10, we have an open Zoom session, and we have students joining all over, from different areas. And we have, professors, from, both US as well as India, who teach, various different aspects. They teach SDGs, they teach entrepreneurship, they teach, finance, marketing. And by the end of this 8-week program, they're all energized to make the pitch and make the pitch, right? So our goal is to create that small skill of how to take an idea, how to build something, and be confident about it. They may not be a change maker tomorrow, right in high school, or in undergrad, or after graduation, but that skill, that spark that we put in, we hope, at any point of time in the future, they will be able to utilize, right? One of the things that we also notice is, a lot of times our young people are, hey, I want to become an engineer, I want to become a doctor, I want to become a lawyer, right? They can be whoever they want to be, but they can utilize that skill also to help a disadvantaged person or a disadvantaged community. We can use AI to, help, people with, medical problems, or, speech problems or mobility problems. We can be a doctor and can help, again, in several different ways. We can be a lawyer and help different, underprivileged people, right? So the whole idea of this program is you can be anything you want to be, but at the same time, you have this skill of social entrepreneurship where you don't need to depend on anybody's funding. You can generate your own funding and can still make impact. That's the skill we nurture, and it's been an exciting journey, and we'd absolutely encourage all of you change makers to come participate and just show your example, your models, business models, and encourage the youth. So it's been a pleasure working with all the youth, and we are continuing to do so. And what we are doing at TouchALife is a very small sliver, very small aspect where we are providing technology, our platform, our people to amplify your effect. And we hope together with this collaboration, we will be able to showcase, more of you and inspire many others out there. We see technology conferences, Google, Microsoft, everyone, highlighting technologies and highlighting products. And we have our own, again, Solix Imaja highlighting products. But we see very few conferences highlighting change makers, highlighting, some good work done by smaller nonprofits. And we hope our effort of bringing all of you together in a forum like this, that we elevate your work and we help amplify your message to the world. With that, thank you so much.